The time has finally come to stop procrastinating and to finally put my big brake kit on that I've been sitting on for at least a few years plus. As you can see, things have just been stacking, parts, dust everywhere. I'm about to start getting it done. I've done one side already, probably blur it out, but got them on, bled the one side just so I can kind of test fit them, make sure everything was good, see how everything goes. All right, time to disassemble everything now. When I did the other side, I couldn't freaking undo them. They were a little too tight. Oh yeah, that's a no-go. All right, I'm about to just get the power tool. All right. All right. All right. Ooh. Now that that's off, I gotta take the rotor off. Gotta cut the brake dust shield. You can usually either remove it. I'm gonna cut it. I just prefer the cutting method. I don't want to freaking have it all off and then have brake dust everywhere inside the fender wheel. My fender wheel's already dirty enough and already a freaking mess. Hopefully with brake dust shield being left on, it'll somewhat help to prevent a little bit of a mess. Just make sure to have safety goggles. And let's see, before I do anything, take the caliper real fast. Take these bolts off the back. Alright. So there's a lot that I gotta do. Or not necessarily a lot, but you can see there's a little bit that I gotta cut. Clean off this brake shield real fast. Just so it's not so dirty. It's at least somewhat black, still dirty. I ain't got no more of this freaking blade. Almost freaking lost it all off. Alright, grab one more new blade. Ow, freaking hot. Alright. Freaking blade all lopsided and everything and almost freaking ready to be done. Oh my god, I can feel it in my forehead. I feel like there's like metal shards in my freaking head because of this freaking shield. Alright. Cut that piece off. It's just a little bit too much on the top portion. Right up here, I still gotta cut off. Alright, still gotta cut off just a little bit right here, just to get it to fit. It is not the prettiest cuts, but that's not what matters, because you're not going to see this, you're going to see these. That's all that matters, is what you can see, not behind. I'm going to try to clean up a little bit of the shield, just because there's little shards and stuff. After that, it should be pretty solid. One of the other things I got after reverting my car back from being stanced, I had to buy new brackets for my brake line. Just because I ended up cutting it, try to make it flush, just because when turning and stuff, this like tie rod ends up swinging around, hitting the brake bracket. So I had to cut it and get some like other universal piece just so I can get it to work. Also, it clips on for like the speed sensor, but at least it'll put that back just to kind of revert some of my mistakes of stance and kind of growing up, I guess. First thing to start with, I gotta put the shim on. Shim goes right behind this rotor. When I did the other side, it still seemed like the bracket, or not the bracket, the rotor didn't sit dead center in the caliper, but it's not a big deal. New rotor. Alright. So I guess with the Acura TL Type S, like calibers, there's different ways to do different things and set up these for these different cars, especially for 8th gens and 9th gens, I guess. And there's other cars, but this is obviously not going to be for other cars. This is just going to be not even really a tutorial. This is more of just me just doing them. My calipers were machined on the back and have new inserts so that I get different bolts for the back, so then they fit. I don't have to drill through with some of them. You have to get different rotors with like a different type of shim or adapter that goes in the back that spaces out way more. But with mine, I just have adapters that are already built in and machined. And then the rotors are just 9th gen Civic rotors, just OEM ones. But I know when I put the other side on, like I was saying, it felt like they weren't sitting perfect. I don't know if the rotor was warped or something like that. It seemed like it on that side, it was a little wobbly, but I'm pretty sure once I get broken in, pads and everything are kind of worn down, it's going to be perfectly fine. But I'm not too worried about it. But I'm going to put these screws into the rotor to at least hold it in place. I'm not going to fully lock them down, just put them in so it kind of helps center it. I can put the caliper on just so we can start to get our first look, or at least your first look, not my first look, because I already did the other side. Oh my goodness, can't find the freaking hole.
Oh, damn it. We got me parked this car hella close to the front. I'm trying not to scratch it.
Looks pretty centered, looks pretty solid. That shim's supposed to help it so then it doesn't sit too close more to one side than the other side. But the other side, it does look like there's a lot more room here compared to here. It's not much, it's very like paper thin in the sense. I'd rather put this brake line on now and put it onto the caliper to where the fitting is, or to where the connection from the actual like metal line or whatever you want to call it. First, just so then I don't have brake fluid and stuff coming out the end and then getting all over the caliper. I don't want it to ruin the powder coat. So to prevent it, I'm just going to put that on, at least hand tighten it. And then once I'm ready to take the end off, I'll lock everything down before anything, so no fluid or anything's leaking. That's at least hand tightened, which is good. Take this other end, attach the other end to the bracket on the strut. Same thing, hand tighten this. Just get everything in place just to make my life a little bit easier with the install. Now you can see, now that I have it hand tightened in the back with the banjo bolts and everything, or the banjo bolt with the freaking crush washers. I gotta attach the bracket. So now all I gotta do is once I break the bracket loose, or not the bracket loose, but break the line loose from the original caliper, then it's gonna be good. Then I put the new braided line and connect those together, put it right back through the bracket for the hole for where it's supposed to be, so that I don't have no jerry-rigged kind of ghetto thing that I did just so I can clear for being stance.
That was fun.
I know, I had a lot of them.
Fucking finally. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, brake fluid fucking sucks. Alright, that's pretty tight. Or at least for as tight as I can get with my noodles. My little hammer. That is back on, and we're solid. We're in business now. All right, had to clean my workspace real fast. Now that we got everything on, everything's kind of bolting down, or now that everything's kind of on and bolted down, I'm just gonna lock the caliper in place. Oh, shit. Well, don't do that. Alright, we're good. I'm not gonna try anymore because I don't want to strip anything. I pinched my finger, but I'm gonna put this glove on so I could grease everything up, put the pads in. Don't want brake grease all over the place. The one that has this like low pad indicator kind of like thing that like scratches for when the pad's low and it lets you know. This will go on the front side. Boom. This other one will go on the back side. I'm gonna grease up the sides because any part that's kind of moving, I don't want freaking anything to be dry. We're gonna grease up both sides, left and right. I'm gonna grease up where the pins go. I'll probably put a light bit just right where the actual pistons for the caliper touch, just because anything that's moving, I just want to be safe. It's probably overkill with all this grease, but better safe than sorry. Same thing on this other side. Put it right on the sides. Pads are in. Try to not get grease everywhere. I can wipe it off. Put a little bit of grease just on the spots for where the pads rest and they rock back and forth. Anything extra I can always clean up and wipe off. Not a big deal. And then before we put this other one on, put this bracket in. Let's just double check everything just to be safe, because you never know, things can happen. Now that I got everything on, you can see, got this driver's side caliper on, got it all greased up, got all the pins and everything in. I just got to bleed everything. I'm excited. Color combo with the wheel combo and everything is gonna look sick. Can't wait to put the valve cover on so it matches the brakes and everything. It's gonna be kind of like Seahawks colors and stuff. I'm gonna bleed the brakes now. I'm not gonna show it on camera, there's no point to it. You can kind of already see. Probably mock up the wheel again just one more time, just so you can see. All right, now that you can see the wheel on, look at clean. See, wheels all the way down. See the clearance. Clearance is like just right there, which is nice. We're good. Well, things didn't go as planned and I just ran into a major freaking issue, which is bad, and I don't know if it's from the brake sitting or if whatever reason, if it was powder coat or whatever. I don't want to blame anybody or freaking say it's anybody's fault, but I'm pretty sure with this, as you can see, there's a line of like residue, like old brake fluid coming through or some shit. So at some point, I'm pretty sure the seals are bad. I don't know if it happened during powder coat, like I said, or if it was happened from when it was remanufactured or what happened, but they've been sitting for a few years. I'm just gonna say that's the problem from just sitting. Unfortunately, doesn't look like these are gonna be staying on. This side doesn't have residue down here, but it's freaking leaking from the inside, which kind of sucks. So it looks like, at least at this point, at least I got the new bracket back on and then some braided lines, I guess. But I don't know, I'll probably have to either redo these brakes and redo the seals on the inside, which I don't know is going to be a good idea with the powder coat. It's probably going to ruin them. Or even just order a new set. But other than that, freaking, at least I got something out, at least tried. But at this moment, I'm probably just going to take a break again. So I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace.